Hi, welcome back to Gunpla TV. My name is Sid. Last episode I took you through our warehouse and I showed you all the various kinds of models that Bandai makes for Gundam model kits. This time we're going to actually start building one, and I'm going to take you through the very basics. So for today's example, I'm using the brand new HGUC ZZ Gundam. This is literally just off the truck. I got it out of the box only about an hour ago, so I'm very excited to be building this. So let's open the box and see what's inside. Of course, we have our instruction manual. If you don't have an instruction manual, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. First page of your manual shows you all the pieces and runners that you're going to find inside this box. So what's a runner, you might ask? Well, they are these gates of plastic where the parts are connected. This model seems to have about 6 or 7 runners. So you should go through, compare it to your manual, and make sure that all your runners are here before you even start cutting things out, because you don't want to get halfway through a build and realize that you're missing a whole bunch of pieces. In the manual, you will notice that some of the runners, the parts have little X's through them. This means that you don't need this part to complete the model. So if you get to the end of the model and you have some extra pieces, you don't need to worry about it. Everything seems to be here. What kind of tools do we use when we're building these things? Well, you really only need one, perhaps two. What I use always is the side cutters. You can use these to take the parts off of the runner as well as trimming the parts down. But you can also use a hobby knife for the trimming part, and I'll show you that part later. What you don't need? Cement. It's a snap fit model. It's molded in color, so you don't need cement or paint unless you want to. I've already pre-prepped everything, so I'm ready to go. Make sure you know what you're looking at. These are the foil stickers. It's a good idea to look through the manual and see where you're going to be placing these foil stickers so you don't assemble something and then realize that you forgot to put the sticker on. So I'll just keep these here for now. These are your poly caps. These are for your joints. When you assemble the kit, you're going to put these in usually at the hips and the shoulders as well as the neck. This will allow the appendages to move back and forth, and because this is a transforming model, they're used to help it transform into different shapes, robots, whatever else. Alright, so we're ready to start building. I have everything I need laid out in front of me. I have all the runners, the poly caps, foil stickers, side cutters, and the hobby knife. I know where everything is, so I can do it nice and efficiently. First off, I'll take this runner. As you'll notice, each runner is labeled with a letter from the alphabet, which corresponds to instructions in the manual. So it's very easy to follow. You just follow your ABCs and away you go. Alright, so the part I'm building now is going to be the torso. So the first piece I need is labeled A15. So I pick up the A runner and I find piece 15. Now there are various ways to cut them out. What the manual recommends you do is you cut out leaving sprue attached to the piece. So it looks like this. To get it trimmed down again, you take your side cutters again and you trim it as close as you can. You got to be careful because you don't want to mark the piece. Don't want to cut off a peg that you're going to need to use. There's also another method, and that's to use your hobby knife. Be very careful. Find out where you're going to cut. Take your hobby knife and cut that piece off. Just like that. So A15, according to the manual, it's going to connect with F11 and F12. So I find my F11 and F12. Once again, I'm going to take my cutters and I'm going to trim down as close as I can to this. And we'll put them together. Alright, so I'm at the stage of the game where I'm going to use the foil stickers. If you've never used these before, you'll find that the foil stickers are marked in Japanese language katakana. But you don't need to read Japanese to be able to use these. You just match them up to the corresponding mark in the manual. So what I tend to do is with my design knife, I very carefully get under the edge of the foil sticker and I pull it up. Sometimes I have to support it with my other finger. Be careful not to cut yourself, please. And I lay it in here as best I can. Put it down where you think it's going to go and lightly put it into place. And then when you're sure that that's where it's going to stay, use your fingernail and try to get it in there so it stays. And just like that, foil stickers. When it comes to doing the head, you have to make sure that you put your foil sticker on before you assemble the head, because many times the eyes are kind of tucked in the helmet, and if you assemble it, you'll never get that foil sticker on. So we peel it off with my design knife. Try to get it centered. It's very difficult in these smaller 144 scale kits. Alright then. Now I'm going to use my hobby knife very carefully, and I'm going to just set it into place here. Don't push too hard because you don't want to tear your foil sticker or cut your hands. Don't second guess yourself. Once you think it's there, just leave it alone. So now I have my foil stickers on. I'm going to continue with where the manual left off here, and I'm just going to finish the torso for today. So this is where I'm going to stop for today. You can see I've got the torso and I've got the head completed. If you like what you see, why not click the link below? You can enter our Playing with Plastic competition and maybe win yourself some free Gundam.